everybody, welcome and good morning. My name is Helen Lavretsky. I'm the professor of psychiatry here, a geriatric psychiatrist and integrative psychiatrist. And this is the fourth year that we hold a conference on integrative medicine and mental health. And this year, it will be focused on the healing power of spirit. And it was inspired by a couple of events. I was interested, so the previous conferences had different topics, the healing power of breath. The second one, the third was, last year was on the healing power of sound. And then we had a lot of chanting in this auditorium, and it was very, very beautiful. And I wanted to focus on the role of spirituality in healthcare. And then Yuan Miao, you're all going to meet tonight in concert, and tomorrow she's presenting a workshop. And she's a Chinese filmmaker turned spiritual teacher. She has Himalayan lineage of spiritual teachers. She wanted to discuss societal attitudes toward death and dying. And spirituality falls right there. And so we started beating around the bushes and came up with a brilliant set of presenters, and I'm overjoyed to have our first panel, the second panel, and the third panel, and the experiential workshops. So our plenary will be very inspired and presented by the pioneers and crusaders for the role of spirituality in the healthcare setting and the end-of-life care. So the objectives for this conference will be to discuss multidisciplinary approaches to patient-centered spiritual care in a palliative care setting, and how to use spirituality-based therapeutic approaches to manage fear of death and dying, and in various related situations. We have two chaplains, one from the VA who will be talking about such care in veterans, apply the principles of traditional spirituality-based healing modalities to the end-of-life care. So the experiential workshops allow you to experience that, and the Igbo today and Yuan Miao tomorrow are representatives of very ancient traditions and practices, and they will just take you there. So it's very powerful. Prepare to fly. And now let me get just a sense of who's here. Physicians, please raise your hand. Okay. And nurses. All right, more. Social workers. Okay. Chaplains. Woo! Chaplains for the first time. Yes, here. Okay. Psychologists, therapists. Okay. Who am I not naming?
Spiritual practitioners.
Okay, spiritual practitioners. Ah, just a few. Okay, atheists. One. Disclosure. 2, 3. What are you doing here?
Everybody in this group.
Christina will tell us all about it. So, it's a new era, and I think our esteemed presenters will agree with me, because we clearly feel that the attitudes towards spirituality are changing in the society at large. It's more accepted. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher, and I witnessed how it's broadening and engulfing more and more practitioners. And that's driven by actually a fairly old and long-standing movement for conscious dying. And baby boomers, of course, who are getting older and will be dying, are big proponents of this and movers of this movement. Conscious dying is a process of utilizing the dying process as an opportunity to become more present and loving, an opportunity for profound healing, for spiritual awakening. A New Age movement had integrated approaches of Eastern traditions like Buddhism and Hinduism and Native American shamanism into the rituals that come with death and dying. There was a very important book, Tibetan book on dying and living, that taught the West about Buddhist traditions toward death and dying. They actually think that death is the beginning. Medieval Christian literature on ars moriendi, or art of dying, was lost or suppressed in the 18th to 20th century. So there's Dame Cicely Saunders founded a first modern hospice in London in 1967, so it's relatively recent. Kubler-Ross wrote her famous On Death and Dying that was published in 1969. And in 1974, the first American hospice was founded in Manhattan. And there's also New Age movements like Ramdas and Hanuman Foundation offered teachings on conscious death. Mind and Life Institute under the auspices of Dalai Lama and other leaders like Jack Kornfield, Jean Halifax, and Buddhist traditions offer some hospices and the teachings about it. And then, of course, aging of the population, specifically baby boomers leading the New Age movement, is helping this teaching, this movement to develop and spread. And that's a famous baby boomer, Steve Jobs. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It is life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. The Buddha, of all footprints, that of the elephant is supreme. Similarly, of all mindfulness meditations, that on death is supreme. And then Chief Apomat, when it comes time to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with the fear of death, so when their time comes, they weep and pray for a little more time to live their lives over again in a different way. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home. So if this is Yogi Bhajan quote, and he brought the Kundalini Yoga in which I am trained as a teacher, this teaching was about the importance to die in a high vibration. So it doesn't mean a lot for the future life. Of course, we believe in reincarnation, how you die. So this is the last breath. It's also last chance. As you die, you assess your actions and their karmas. According to the frequency of your last breath and your last thought, you can project beyond the reaction to your karmas. So in the act of dying, the projected frequency of your last breath establishes your relationship with the infinite. Why are you afraid of death? Because you do not understand death. What is death? Death is that constant calm. And then in that tradition, they teach how to die. So you practice before you actually get there for years. And those meditations are called meditation for conquering death and meditation for crossing the hour of death. And that's about 40-minute meditation with postures and breathing. And it's very peaceful. But that way you know exactly what to do when the time comes. You don't panic, you just do that ritual in order to be with your teacher or with God or whatever your next destination is. And here's the test to find out whether your mission on earth is finished. If you're alive, it is not. And that's by Richard Bach, Illusions, The Adventures of Reluctant Messiah. So the logistics, we do provide CME for those of you who are interested. CME certificates will be issued and mailed to you individually, or you could download them after answering questionnaires. Breakfast and refreshments are provided. Networking is encouraged. We are recording, and please turn off your phones and pagers. Questions will be answered after each lecture. And on Saturday and Sunday, we'll have 4 experiential workshops. We'll be out of the room by 5 p.m. Those of you who are attending tonight's concert at 6 will have just enough time to have something to eat and just head to the different building. We'll be assisting. How many of you will be going to the concert? Okay, I highly recommend it. It's a high vibration. We are live streaming and all handouts are available online.